So for this example, we're going to be looking at the 5. So 5 or more, let it soar. So we're not only looking at the ones place, we're looking at the tens place. So that 5 rounds that 0 on up to a 1. So the number is going to be 110. So for 110, we are actually already at a whole 10. So we don't need to increase it, or we don't need to decrease it or round it, because the number is already in a whole 10 format. So again, 5 or more, let it soar. So we're going to move on not only from our ones place to our tens place. So now we're looking at the 2. The 5 or more lets it soar. So we are increasing the 2 to a 3. So drawing number lines. So now that we went through how to round numbers utilizing place value, we are going to be putting our numbers on a number line. So what we first need to do is identify our whole tens that the number is in between. So this number is going to be 43. So whole tens that 43 is in between is actually going to be 40. And it's going to be 50. Now we also want to identify our half tens place. Our half tens between 40 and 50 is going to be 45. So we also want to put that on our graph as well, or on our number line as well. So when we're looking at our number, we want to see where the number falls. So it's going to be 43. So the number is going to be not more than 45, and it's not as low as 40. So we want to plot that number right in between the 40 and the 45. Since the number is actually closer to 45, we're going to put it closer to the 45 when we're putting it on the number line. Another example is going to be 55. So again, we want to identify our whole tens that the number is in between. So our whole tens are going to be 50 and 60. So on one end you have 50 and one end you have 60. Now we also want to identify the half 10 for the number, and the half 10 is going to be 55. So since that half 10 is actually the number, we don't need to go any farther. So that is how you put 55 on a number line. And we have one more example, and this is going to be 106. So again, we're going to be looking at those tens that the number falls in between. So what are those numbers? So those numbers are going to be 100. So we're going to put 100 on one end of the number line, and we're going to graph 110 on the other. Now we want to identify our half 10. So what's our half 10? That's going to be the number in between 100 and 110. So that's going to be 105. Now our number is 106. So that number is actually a little bit bigger than our half 10. So we're going to put that a little bit to the right of the half 10 spot. So that is how we go ahead and put numbers on a number line, and how to create the number line in the process. We also went through how to round numbers in the process, as well identifying place value. So that's how we go about doing it, and that is the process.